Captain Khalid, what do you make of all these reports about the Air India 171 crash so far? Do you think they're aligned with the standard investigative protocols?
Not at all. First of all, thank you, Captain Sam and Osama, for inviting me here. I would like to throw in a new mathematical calculation that debunks all the story that has been throwing around, that has been rotating around. Okay, Captain Sam, at time stamp of 42 seconds, the fuel switches transition within 1 second from run to cutoff. Am I right?
Yeah.
So if I divide
within the first
it
3 seconds, yes.
Right. No, first 3 seconds it was okay. At time stamp 42 to 43, that means within 1 second, someone, fastest finger in the cockpit, could put both the switches out in just 500 milliseconds. So in 1 second, both of them are out.
That is a very fair point that you have raised. Yes.
Right. Then the narrative is that the other pilot who was rotating the aircraft happened to see this and asked, why did you switch off or cut off the engine? Agreed. He saw it. If this be the truth, then I think the proposer of this story has to now tell why did that person wait for 10 seconds to reverse this switch?
True.
Correct. Very correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Assume that person he asked the question and he said, I didn't do it. And both of them thought of climbing without the engine for 10 seconds. Let's assume it. Thereafter, it is nobody's case, even by the toughest case in Western media, that both pilots were trying to kill themselves. It is nobody's case. There was one pilot who was trying to kill, assume it. The other pilot was trying to live. Then I think he should be as fast as the first one in putting it on at the time second of 52 stamp. Right? Even if he took 10 seconds. But how does he go on to put it down? Put it to run position at 52 and then next one at 56. So 4 second gap in putting it on in an aircraft that is dying, and the pilot, both of them know that they are being dead if they don't do it fast. If at all, it was at time stamp 52 that it should have been in milliseconds, and at previously it should have been in any way. So now we come back to what, these things are in our head. It is boggling everyone down. Okay, in the night I sat down and I just tried to pick up a pen, up and down, up and down. You can do it right now. Okay, just grip anything, put it to by 1 inch up, put it down and ungrip it. This time, if you are very good, you will take at least 1 second plus. That means if you do it 10 times, you will have 10 seconds. If you do 20 times, you will have 20 seconds. I tried doing it many times and I found that, I was pretty slow. I could just move, I could just grip and ungrip 1 second per movement. This guy was 4 times faster in switching off and 8 times slower in switching on. Now I will tell you what actually happened. and that would explain this timing. I hope now the time stamp is not changed. Okay, that electrical signal switched off the fuel switch at that instant. That means 500 or 1 millisecond. The switch was at that same point. Sam would agree that pilot flying or pilot not flying nobody will look at the switches. But the CAS message will come and that will say fuel shut off. When you see fuel shut off, it is logical to ask, why did you switch off? Right? And it is logical to say, I didn't switch off. And then they took 10 seconds time to find out what the hell has happened in the cockpit. From 42 to 52, which by all standards is very, very nice, very, very professionally diagnosed that this is what could have happened or not happened. In fact, they are not saying what has happened. What they did was they went around to do a dual engine failure checklist, which now everybody knows. Even Chaiwala knows now what is dual engine failure memory items. Right? So they went on to move the switch from run to cutoff. And Sam, if I was from the Air Force time, like a fighter pilot is to pull the ejection seat handle. It is like, one would hesitate. But anyway, one has to do it. Parallel to that, in a commercial aircraft, is run to cutoff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Captain Khalid, having...
Osama.
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Run to cutoff is a parallel to that. But cutoff to run, you don't have to think. Just put both of them on.
Yeah.
So definitely the switch was not at the off position. Otherwise, they would have had to move only one switch, one movement. But run to cutoff, and they did it deliberately. Why? Because they did it for the one engine, left engine, run to cutoff, and then that one on, and then this one off, and this one, the second one on. Okay, and they hope like hell that, everything will start. Now, this particular 4 seconds of moving it to on is now, it will not, DFDR will not record it from run to cutoff because it was already electrical zero at 42. If it was electrical zero, the only thing that you will record will be a cutoff to run in case it initiated. Now, this is my presumption that they did it. It is a very much possibility that the electronic glitch was over in 10 seconds and it restarted on its own. The switches were never moved.